The growing divide between the NYPD and Mayor Bill de Blasio broke wide open in the wake of Saturday's cold-blooded assassination of these two police officers who had served their city well and lost their lives. And look at this. A wall of police officers literally turning their backs on the mayor as he visited the hospital where the murdered cops had been taken. Tensions running very high since the chokehold death of Eric Garner in July. Two former NYPD police commissioners blaming the mayor for fanning the flames during anti-police protests that followed.
I think when the mayor made statements about he had to train his son to be, his son who is biracial, to be careful when he's dealing with the police, I think that set off this latest firestorm. And quite frankly, the mayor ran an anti-police campaign last year when he ran for mayor.
Look, the mayor, Al Sharpton, for weeks, for months, have been perpetuating a lie. New York City cops are racist. New York City cops are targeting minorities. They don't target minorities. They go into minority communities where the crime is. They reduce crime in those minority communities.
Bo Dietl is former NYPD detective and a Fox News contributor. Bo, I know that this has been a very hard weekend for you and for the entire family of the New York City Police Department.
Well, first, my heart goes out to the officers and their families. You know, it's right before Christmas, and this is just a disaster. Like, my insides were pulled out. I go back to 1970. Piagentini and Jones, Foster and Laurie, Benetti, Curry and Benetti. We had 2 cops killed. We had 13 cops killed in 1 year, and then we had 11. My memories come back. We used to rush to the hospital to give blood. They were dead already. And this reminded me of that. And the atmosphere, and I'm not going to start, you know, I'm known for my animation, but there's no animation here. It's down to the facts of what's going on. When they've taken 2 cases from the president, the attorney general, and our mayor, taken 2 cases and made them into racial events when they were not racial events, they were just arrests that were being made. And a terrible tragedy occurred in Staten Island, and no one wants to see anyone's life be taken. But to stir it up and to have a mayor step up and talk about his son, he has to talk to him every day about interaction with the police. No, the police are out there and they're protecting you. The environment out of Washington, what he's done. The president's playing golf now. I think the president should get his butt over here in New York and be at the funerals. They sent representatives to Ferguson, Holder, and all that. These are 2 cops that were working overtime for their families to try to make some extra bucks for themselves in a high crime racially area in Bevis-Stuyvesant, where I worked also. We had more shootings, homicides over there, very bad area robbery. They were working there. And Martha, to see the environment, this was set. The guy was a nut. The guy who killed those cops was a damn nut. But he slipped into the environment. He's listening to the news report about
and
the cops.
And he's quoting on his Instagram, he's hashtag Eric Garner, hashtag Michael Brown. He's, you know, talking about killing police. And you think about the protest the other day where people were chanting in the streets.
I heard it.
What do you want? Dead cops? I mean, I don't know what world we're living in. I really don't.
Martha, I was in the city during that last week. It was a week ago, and that's the chant. And I mean, when this mayor can accept something like that, and then on the bridges to shut them down. I was laid off in 1975 for 3 days when we had the job problem with the monies in New York City. We were trying to go over the Brooklyn Bridge as cops laid off. They charged us with the horse. They removed us from the bridge. How can you be a person in New York City? You go, get up in the morning, 6 o'clock, you go to work, you want to go home and have your dinner, and you're in your car for 2.5 hours because they shut roads down. That's the catalyst of what has happened. They were able to do what they want, and that environment caused this psychopath from Baltimore to put in his head. What I worry about, Martha, is the copycats, the other nuts that are out there wanting to cause. This city, the only way this city could come back together in this country, president should get his butt over here for the funerals, and this mayor should go out and have a news conference and say, I was wrong to talk about my son, being worried about my son, interaction with cops. These cops, we have the most diversified police department in the world and the greatest police department. Commissioner Bratton's a great. Let Commissioner Bratton run the police department. You run your mayor office and stop getting involved.
I mean, it must be very hard for him.
Well, let me tell you something.
At
Bratton has aged in the last couple of months. I know Commissioner Bratton, his lovely wife, Ricky. I know the first deputy commissioner came on the force with me, Ben Tucker. Great people. We have the greatest police department in the world. Stop taking their heart out of them. I talk to cops every day. Their heart is being taken out of them. Stand up for your cops, because
when you're the mayor of a city, you're the mayor of the whole city.
Absolutely.
When you're the president of the United States, you're the president of the entire country. You are not running for office. Nobody is running for office. This is a moment that requires and demands and cries out for a leader to say, you know what, let's bring the police in on this side.
Yeah.
Let's bring the people in on this side. Let's hug each other.
And
whatever you're going to do.
Why didn't he get
needs
his
to
butt?
be said.
Why didn't he get his butt to these families' homes? You're the mayor. Go there. Hug the kid. Hug the young boy. Why can't he show some human emotion? These cops weren't exchanging fire with a robbery. They were assassinating, Martha. This, to me, is like 9/11 again. If we don't get our hands around it, if this mayor doesn't stand up and be a man and admit when you say something wrong, like when your kid does something wrong, you say something wrong, bring us all together. Let's be together, unify instead of division like this. And Mr. President should get off the damn golf course and attend these funerals and show the love and support he has for our fellow officers.
Both, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Good to have you here
Martha.
today.
Merry Christmas,
well.
and my heart
Merry
goes out to the
Christmas.
families.
As do ours. Thank you so much for being here.